Good Monday morning. Hope everybody enjoyed the nice weekend. Hey, first thing first, just to show how dedicated our staff is, I just got off the phone with Christy Inlow, who's the office administrator up in the Albany office, and she sounded a little cranky when she answered the phone. And I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm fine." I said, "You're lying. What's wrong?" And she said, "Well, did Jerry tell you?" And I said, "No." Well, apparently, and this isn't funny, and I'm glad Christy's safe, and more importantly, I'm glad she saved the coffee. We have a rather steep set of stairs in the Albany office, and Christy tumbled down the stairs, but she did not manage to keep the coffee upright. So, Christy, next tomorrow, try it again and try to keep it upright. No, I hope you're okay, Christy. Which leads me, it is Professional Administrators Week this week, and Christy started it off with a bang doing backflips down the back stairs. Actually, Professional Administrators Day is Wednesday, so let's make sure to take a minute to thank our staff for all the great stuff they do on Wednesday. Couple reminders, third Wednesday coaching for the Eugene office is this Wednesday. You've been counting down the days, I know. We usually do it at 1:30 upstairs in the conference rooms. I'm going to push that back about a half hour to 2 o'clock. I'm up at a luncheon in Albany for CASA, actually. So 2 o'clock this Wednesday is third Wednesday coaching for Eugene. I look forward to having anyone that wants to come there. We just sit and visit about what's going on with your business, what you want your goals to be for the next month, and I try to help you stay on track. So I'd love to see everybody there on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Pizza tomorrow night in Eugene. We're having our annual pizza feed tomorrow. Coburg Road Papa's Pizza from 6 to 8. And the North offices, we have an annual pizza feed up there as well. It's a week from tomorrow, so it's actually on the 27th at Pizza King from 6 to 8 as well. One reminder of something coming up. CASA has their first annual CASA Remax Integrity Champions for Children Run Walk. That is the CASA event in Eugene, kind of the main event for the CASA in the Eugene area, Lane County area. That is going to be May 15th. We'll be sending out information. It's an 8K run for those of you athletes, and it's a 3.5 mile walk for those of us that are a little less athletic. And you cannot drive it. I've already checked that. They won't let you drive on the bike pass here in Eugene. They're a little touchy about that. But there'll be information coming out on that. That should be a great event where our major sponsor, our names all over everything, including the title of the run itself. So we're looking forward to that happening. Anniversaries. Ann Morgan, the Ann Morgan team has been with Remax Integrity 2 years this week, and Andy Burnett has been with us a year this week. So congratulations to both you folks. We're glad you're here. I want to talk a little bit about the tax credit. Of course, not a day goes by. Hey, I haven't even mentioned short sales this week, and I'm not going to. This is my non-short sale week. 11 days left on the tax credit. Tax credit's going to expire on midnight, April 30th. So you have to have your signatures with an accepted offer from a seller by April 30th. And if it is a short sale property, my understanding is that's totally fine. It just needs signed by the seller, not necessarily approved by the bank. Thank heavens, by April 30th. Although all the transactions that are written binding by April 30th have to close escrow by midnight on June 30th. So that's the next deadline you need to be talking about. What I want to talk about this week is kind of the talking point when you're talking to your sphere, talking to buyers especially. The first time buyer tax credit and the move up tax credit, of course, is ending in 11 days. And so that's great for us for the next 11 days, but we need to start changing the topic to keep the market moving. And I think the best thing to talk about, which really, when it gets down to it, is much more advantageous than the tax credit, and that's the lower interest rates. Interest rates right now have been trending up. If you watch interest rates in the last week, they've trended up a little bit. An important number I think you should know off the top of your head, for every percent that the interest rate increases, a borrower's payment goes up a little over 11%. Doesn't matter what the price range is at 11%, it's 11.6% actually holds. So if you're going to get a loan at 5% and you wait around and the interest rates trend up and you don't pick a house out and blah, 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 and it ends up at 6%, you just increased your payment over 11%. That increase in payment over even half the life of a loan, because we all know people don't stay in a house 30 years, is far more advantageous to have that 1% lower payment than even the tax credit. So while the tax credit's great and we want to talk about it raw, that's an $8,000 savings. If you're locking in an interest rate at 1% less than you could if you wait maybe even 2 months, that extra percent you're going to pay 30,000 plus over the life of the loan, depending on what it is. So it really makes that tax credit seem minuscule compared to locking in on a lower interest rate. So I would encourage you start focusing your folks on lower interest rates, and that really is the emphasis rather than the first-time homebuyer tax credit. Although that's good for us, another talking point for another 11 days. One last thing on the tax credit. Keep in mind, a lot of folks know this, some folks may not. The tax credit, if you've got somebody that's active duty in the military and they were deployed more than 90 days in January of '09 forward, that tax credit actually extends an additional full year. So they'd have to be in escrow by April of 11. That's for active military. You can get all the details on irs.gov. That is all I've got this week. I hope everybody has a super week.